who it is. We're on the streets of Berkeley. How many people you think you'll know down here today?
I don't even know where the gas station is, already.
Well, you'll look around. You'll probably find it anyway.
It's been so long.
Anyway, guys, have fun, okay? We'll catch up with you later, yeah. Blackbird. Anyway, guys, welcome to the streets of Berkeley, California. 64 degrees. It's a beautiful day for looking around a little bit. It has literally been, I think the last time I was at Berkeley was when I brought Blackbird down in maybe November, or, well, almost 4 years ago. So we're gonna see what's going on, look around, have a good time. The beautiful thing is the post office here. Look at how tiny it is, stuffed in the back. Blackbird, there's a post office you like. Look at the little size of this thing. Look at the tiny size of that post office down there. Hold on. You were talking about you like little weird post offices. There you go.
Look at this shit. Look at it.
That's a weird little post office, isn't it?
Love it.
How tiny
some of them don't have the zip codes. I like it when they have the zip codes.
Now you go down Telegraph right here, it's going to take you right to the main gate where all the protests always happen in the 60s and 70s.
People would park that way.
And also, yeah, this is where they would march down Telegraph to the, and confront the Alameda County police were coming the other way.
We should get together and have lunch together somewhere.
All right, well just let me, just let me know.
Or
it's about 10:30. Maybe 1 o'clock or something like that. All right. Yeah. I'll text you around 1 then.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. There we go. One of the great things about Berkeley is the food scene here is absolutely amazing. And it's pretty cheap too, because, well, there's a lot of competition and students don't have a lot of money. So it's like the good old $8 appetizer. Yeah, there's some dim sums. Noodle soup, 15, 16 bucks. It all depends. There's a lot of competition here. I think there used to be a hot dog shop up here. They got a cool Berkeley hotel too, but look at some of the little, a lot of places aren't open yet. It's only about 10:30. We're gonna try to start with a cup of coffee. Crispy's Trattoria Italian. They're already open because you have to make money. I think this is the, you have to make money. Yeah, this is the little court. This place is kind of amazing with the selection. It's kind of like all Asian. Boba, gyros, cafe. I think I'm going to do something I rarely do, and that's have a donut, I think, today. To kind of start out this morning. Boba. Okay. I'm not a big boba. The ever-present pigeons here. Yeah, that's kind of expensive for fries, $7.45. That's really expensive. Popcorn chicken. Walking little dog. And they have a place you can sit here and eat Korean barbecue. Imagine the competition down there. Barbecue chicken, $10.95 for lunch. That ain't bad. So what a great little food court here. Go Bears, Cal Bears football team, Cal Sports. Say what you will about Cal, there's a couple good things that come out. A few good things that come out of the University of California, Berkeley. A lot of Nobel Prizes, a lot of new element discoveries on the periodic table of elements that you loved from chemistry class. A lot of great quarterbacks, and especially in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, a few more of them. Marshawn Lynch, the great running back for the Seattle Seahawks, went to school here for a bit, great running back. But just the food scene here is just absolutely off the hook. And the main thing is, if you look at the Olympic gold medals that the United States has won, the overwhelming majority of them have come from Berkeley and Stanford. If you look at the Olympic tables for gold medals, they've always had great swimming teams, track and field, things like that. So yeah, there's stuff to be proud of, but yeah, it's kooky sometimes too here with all the protests. We'll be seeing Sather Gate, which is the place traditionally that they would have all the protesters gather outside the administration building. It was also the place where free speech movement was born in America. I think it was 1964. Mario somebody or other, he got up on the hood of a vehicle and he opposed the fact that they couldn't have free speech as students here. Everything had to be censored by the Student Affairs Office. And they said, you know what, enough is enough, because they were protesting that a hotel in California was not integrated in terms of its workers. If you were black, you could be an elevator operator, a shoe shine boy, something like that. And they just didn't think it was fair. There was no minorities in management and things like that. So a lot of students from the university ended up going and protesting outside and inside of the hotel. I might be able to put a couple pictures in here. And they came over here and supported on the campus and had a rally, and they confronted the administration. And the administration said, no, you can't assemble and have protests. And this guy, Mario was his first name, stood on the hood of his vehicle and said, you know what, the era of tyranny is dead. If we want to protest, yeah, we're going to protest. And the free speech movement was born. We'll see the exact spot that occurred. There's a medallion on the ground. Because until that point across America, you didn't really have the freedom of speech on college campuses. Everything was under the control of the administration. So they founded communist clubs, political clubs, socialist clubs, all of these different clubs, and it became a hotbed of protest. And there's the ugly, a lot of cable there, right? No cover on that box. I love it. I love some of these old bomber apartment houses. They don't have to put any money into these things, and students still rent the hell out of them during school time, which is kind of crazy. The same thing happened in San Francisco. Demand is so heavy, why should you do anything to keep the building in repair? And these are all like 1920s. They got some things for rent here. 2-bedroom. a large house coffee. Lied to you guys, I didn't get a donut. I looked at him and I thought, just can't do it. I'll save myself for lunch. We're supposed to meet up with Blackbird. Supposed to meet up with Blackbird about 1 o'clock. I don't know, this guy's screaming something about Berkeley, and he hates everything, and I don't know. I kind of enjoy myself down here. Not bad coffee. Not bad coffee. Next thing, we're going to head down the infamous or famous Telegraph Avenue that may mean a lot to people around America, particularly from the area of protest boomers and other people, because Telegraph Avenue is where all the marches would occur. They would leave the campus. We're going to walk up Telegraph now, show you Sather Gate, which is the main gate that opens on the Telegraph Avenue, the administration building. That's where the action always happened in there, so that's where the confrontations would occur too, on Telegraph Avenue, with the Alameda County Police Department. And the governor, Ronald Reagan, at that time ended up calling in National Guard to come and help put down the protests down on Telegraph Avenue at what used to be People's Park. I think it's gone now, sadly. So there's a pretty good homeless problem here, and there's a lot of shops that have closed down. I think the rent is just like a little too much, and the competition tends to be very very fierce here. How you doing, Captain?
All right.
Okay, so if we cross the street here, we're right on the campus. That's the student union building over there on the left-hand side. It's probably a lot more gentrified. I think the students are a lot, what would I say, a lot more behaved these days. It's a beautiful campus. Big mix of the old and the new. When school begins, all the clubs will be setting up tables here. All the organizations you can join in. They really press hard to recruit people. And they're not all like communist clubs, social clubs. They've become much more academically focused now because competition is much harder for jobs. And there's just not the time for, I'm sure they have rallies once in a while, but yeah, the same clubs will be here. Political club. Oh, this is the administration building, and back in the 1960s, at least it used to be, it looks like they took the name off the top of it. Sproul Hall. No, that's still the administration there. And this is, if you look at some of my past visits from Berkeley, you'll see that they had tremendous numbers of protesters. I can't remember 4 years ago what they were protesting, but there was quite a group out here. They had the Cal marching band playing, protesting something. And here's the spot right here. I think his name was Mario Savio, now that I'm thinking back. Famous picture of him standing on top of the vehicle protesting that he would not stand down, and he ended up being arrested by the campus police and hauled off by the Alameda County Police. So it says, this soil and the airspace extending above it shall not be part of any nation and shall not be subject to any entity's jurisdiction. So it's kind of a strange claim. It's kind of equivalent of Sebastopol and some of these towns calling themselves nuclear-free zones. But this is the big student plaza here. It's very nice. So we'll check it out in a bit. We'll walk around a little more. You can get the view. very heavily Asian population here at the school because a lot of students come internationally. Less so because of all the tariff and problems with China and China relations, but they still like coming here for a good education. The Cal Club. Cubby, I'm not even sure what a disabled students program here. Student union. You see people threw stuff up against the building above where the JR is. In Martin Luther King Jr. Student Union, you can see somebody threw like a paint bomb or something. University is so big, Amazon has its own pickup and return and delivery station here in the student union building. That's pretty wild. A lot of stuff gets delivered in here, and I'm inside the student union building now. And yes, there's a strong streak of liberalism that runs through the campus here, tradition through history. Tradition of protest. Holy ballroom. I guess you have to kind of show student ID to get in there now. And I'm gonna go look and see if I can pick up another sweatshirt. I don't want to get it too early because I don't want to lug it around all day. Got a protest starting up. Resolve my crime of stolen mail by NBC. It will protect our unprotected U.S. constitutional rights. That's why I love this. Love this place. KPFA, yeah, that's the Democracy Now! Amy Goodman, Juan Gonzalez. It's like the Columbia University and NYU of the West Coast. These guys look like very masked, like the Unknown Comic or something back in the day. Free India. It's Free India.
Our situation is not as dire as that of Iranian friends, but we really think that wearing the mask helps dramatize potential repression back home. And you weren't wrong to fear persecution, because at one point in time, the UC Berkeley administration over here, they received a letter from the government of India demanding that they turn over our identities behind the mask. But thankfully, UC Berkeley refused to comply.
You guys know me, I get pretty saturated when it comes to protests. So yeah, it's kind of unusual. I never expected to see anybody protesting about India, and that the Indian government demanded to know the names of the Indian students that were enrolled at Berkeley. I don't know. Wouldn't you know by passports and things? Let's head through the famous Sather Gate here, the main entrance place off the plaza for UC Berkeley. It's like we're doing a photo shoot here. Yeah, that's the famous Sather Gate. All the protests always came through here. You're gonna hear a lot of Chinese here. Beautiful old gate. And this really begins the older part of the campus up here. You have the Carillon, the bell tower, the huge library, which is one of the largest in the world. The UC Berkeley Library. So we'll make our way. You can see the Carillon just coming into view. Beautiful. We're just shooting with the GoPro today. The wind is not a problem yet. This old building, I guess it's from the 1860s here. Look at that crazy ironwork on top of it. All that brickwork. It's also distinct. It's got like cast concrete sheaths of wheat on the side of it. I think this is social sciences here or something. Very difficult university to get into, very competitive. Yeah, what a building, huh? Massive. Not sure what it is, but beautiful Carillon. Probably strike off in about 20 minutes. Really a good thing we came today, because in 3 more days this place is going to be swarming with people. Hey, ni hao.
Oh, ni hao.
They always freak out when I speak Chinese. So this is the old school park. Beautiful plaza here. I guess if I was a student here, this is where I'd be taking a lot of my classes, in Philosophy Hall. It looks like the kind of place that would have a lot of philosophers, doesn't it? Real old school. What is it, 1931. This building was erected in the United States of California and associates students as a memorial to John Morton. I don't know what the hell that is. Schlaitman? I don't know. I don't really know why I majored in philosophy and took a double major in philosophy and political science, but I never regretted that. A lot of people would say, oh, you're nuts, you know, what are you going to do with a philosophy degree to apply to philosophy corporation? I'd be like, no, you know what philosophy taught me. It taught me how to think coherently and to be logical and connect a lot of different things about a lot of different subjects in a liberal arts tradition. And that's good. That's the way that knowledge is created. A lot of the Asian people come to places, and their education in China tends to be very single focused on things like mathematics, engineering studies, but it takes a broad disciplinary approach to develop things like Apple iPhones and iPods and all the things of the world today, to be able to cross over many different disciplines. And I think that that's a really good thing for innovativeness and creativeness, is that you can draw, you're not bound to any one subject. Philosophy literally means the love of knowledge. And it's really a useful thing, especially most philosophy majors end up going to law school. Let's keep looking around a little bit. I guess what I'm really trying to say, guys, is some of the dumbest people you'd ever meet in life came up with the greatest ideas that we enjoy today. So yeah, that's the value of philosophy. Learn to think. As the great John Houseman used to say at the beginning of Paper Chase, the great movie about the first year of law school at Harvard, you come in here with a skull full of mush, and I teach you to think like a lawyer. This is the other side of the Bancroft Library, which was one of the largest in the world, and it has some tremendous historical treasures in its vaults and things. Some of the greatest breakthroughs and ideas in science and technology and great literature. It has a really rich tradition. I don't know if it's open yet. Well, let's see if he gets in. We'll take a look. He didn't get in, so it might be limited entry. Might not open until the school opens, and I'm not sure. They're always doing some kind of construction here. Let's go down and take a look, see if it's any way to get in. You can see it built all up on the hills. My daughter was in a sorority way up, like the furthest street up there, just before the huge stadium. This is a famous place for students to hang out, sunbathing in the spring and the summertime. It's not as cold here as it is in San Francisco. It's a little more protected. Nice jogging, biking trails. That's the famous study for Asian studies, that whole building over there, right there. Pretty famous. Very beautiful. Can you imagine these days building something like this? I mean, it would be almost impossible cost-wise to build in this Grecian style with these Corinthian columns. I say Corinthian because of the decorative flourishes on the top of them. And I don't think the library is open. But it's a huge, mega library. I did a video series back in, I think it was 2016, 2017. It was called the Bad Boys Tour, and it was all the things like we stopped at San Quentin. They had a Jethro art art shop where you could look at and buy art from death row prisoners. I remember seeing Scott Peterson's quote art, unquote. And then I came to Berkeley and got on the trail of how protesting became so identified with UC Berkeley. I was really surprised in 2024 when the protests erupted that Berkeley was really not at the forefront of those protests, because in the 1960s with the Vietnam War, yeah, this place was front and center of protests. And people said, well, how did it come to be associated with a college of protest? Well, from the research I did, and you can see my video series in the playlist below, the Bad Boys Tour, it really started in World War I with peaceful opposition to the United States involvement in the First World War. And then afterward, with thoughts about joining the League of Nations and things like that, people started to, it sort of coalesced as a place that people could come to and have differing ideas without fear of being marginalized on the campus. You still couldn't speak openly on the streets or in the plazas. That didn't come till Mario Savio and the free speech movement in 1964. But it was always a place that published with a liberal bent about ideas of poverty and equality in the world. And then when Vietnam came, that really triggered, there were a lot of protests because there was a recruitment station that people reported to in the Carolinas just striking off now. You get to hear that behind me here. Beautiful. Striking off the noon hour. So there was a recruiting place where people that were called in by the draft in Vietnam had to report down to Alameda to a reporting station. And that's when they started to leave the campus and go marching down there to protest and burn draft cards, and similar to what the Catonsville 9 did with the Berrigan brothers, Philip and Daniel Berrigan, two Jesuit priests that poured blood over draft records in Catonsville, Maryland, became known as the Catonsville 9. Well, they had the same sort of thing down here. They also had a place down here called People's Park. And on People's Park was like a designated area. It was an open park, and the university wanted to take that piece of land and make housing on it, and all hell broke loose and the protests became massive. I think I still have a few pictures of that. And somebody ended up being shot on the roof of a theater and killed down here, shot through the eye. They never really figured out where the shot came from, but it triggered years and years of protest. And then I was surprised to hear that People's Park is now like gone, and I never heard of a whimper of protest or anything about it. I thought that was very strange. So yeah, I always marvel at how cool the buildings are here. I love it. Anyway, there's a little bit of the history of protest, and yeah, what goes around comes around. But when we started to get in California many more Asian students coming in and less students from the United States being admitted, particularly from California, which is known to have a very strong liberal tradition because of, well, the pioneers and everybody that went to great pains to get across the plains, and those with get up and go got up and went. So it created a different mindset out here that we all belong and nobody has a leg up on anybody else. Not a bad idea, but sometimes poorly executed. Well, that's life. I always thought it might be fun to be might be good to be a college professor or something, and I thought, yeah, really, I don't know, the kids today might be a problema grande being in there. Because as you've seen lately, a lot of professors are marginalized and there's a lot of protest. It's like these days, if you disagree with students, it's like you're the problem in life. And tradition and experience really don't count for too much anymore. It's like, I know better than you, and yeah, you're old school and you're useless, and I know better. And leave it to the youth. We know what's going on. Okay. Yeah, 10-4. Okay. Here we are on the other side of the famous Sather Gate down there. They're having students that are giving guided tours to the new fish that are just coming in. Take them around and explain what's what. Everybody's got their little box of, I don't know what it is there, but they've organized student-led, tell kids what's what. It's quite a thing to land on a campus like this and try to figure out how to register, how to get to your classes, where this building is. So they give them a little bit of a survivor kit. He's screaming, right? Scaring the kids. Comes another tour group. Hope you're enjoying the tour. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. We're moving back to a lot more travel videos, crabbing, vintage audio. Love you guys to be a part of it. So they assign everybody a numerical group. So maybe they give them a symbol with all the new incoming fish here at Berkeley. Welcome in, kids. Don't forget, you got to get a job after all of this. And you're probably not going to have the boyfriend at the end that you had in the beginning here. Just saying from experience, you're not going to go home with the one that you brought. For me, I'm reliving my college days here today. Yeah, make sure you're subscribed and you're a part of it. We do a lot of stuff. 14 years here on YouTube. Leaving campus now. I think we're going to try to go up and look at some of the fraternity houses. Get pretty crazy around here, but it's funny, a lot of these people, especially from China, come in and their parents tell them, I don't want you to have a boyfriend, or I don't want you to have a girlfriend, and I'm going to pay you money. If you go through this university for 4 years and you don't have a girlfriend or you don't have a boyfriend, I'm going to give you like $25,000. Probably super smart. I don't know. But okay, we're gonna head out now and try to take a look around, see what else we can find before we hit the Telegraph Avenue and check around over there. So we say goodbye to Sather Gate and the Berkeley Plaza here. There's the police. They have a huge campus police department here, as you can imagine, because there's always something going on at fraternity house going well. Some of you may wonder, as we're leaving and walking up University Avenue here now, why so many foreign students? Well, one reason isn't a very good one, and this really started to rankle people after a while, especially regular rank and file born and raised, or Californians in general that lived here, was because if you're a foreign student, you're paying 3 to 4 times the tuition to go here that an in-state student does. So you can imagine the incentive is really there to have foreign students come in, because it's a great way to pop up your revenue. But in the end, I finally kind of caught up with them when the whole woke movement collapsed and there was this giant pushback that, you know, let's take care of some of our own people too. And it shouldn't be so hard to get into, well, America's #1 public university, UC Berkeley. You'd love some of this old architecture up here. Isn't that cool? Love it. So now they're trying to get more local people in, but it comes at a cost. I can see there's a lot more retail for lease. There's a lot more apartments for lease. So yes, the student body's probably shifted to more people from California and in-state, which it was originally designed to be anyway, right? Walking around, oh man, to be back in college again. Wow, I would really do it right this time. Not that I didn't the first time, but man, yeah, I could say a lot, but I'm gonna be a good boy here today. But yes, a lot of fun to be back here on campus and trigger those old memories of those keg parties, and like yeah, something out of Animal House. I don't apologize, okay? Go for the fun, baby. One of these nice cafes here. These are all over the place down here. Good place to hang out on. Good place to hang out on Sunday. Some beautiful, beautiful old architecture here. Free house. Eat, drink, I'm not sure what that's about. I doubt it's free. Will reopen mid-August. A lot of this is new. I haven't seen any of this before. Notice tell the sorority houses are always neat and clean, and they do have somebody in there that does the cooking. Sigma Nu here. They do have somebody that works full-time, makes late night snacks, does a lot of different stuff to take care of the kids, and they develop good relationships with them. The theory is they want you to focus on your academics. Yuck, yuck. Yeah. This looks like Party City with that upper deck up there, doesn't it? Oh yeah. Sigma Alpha Epsilon. Animal House. Do. The Berkeley Lion. Then you have kind of a modern one here. If you're part of a fraternity or sorority, you're part of it for life. Zeta, I don't know what that symbol is. This looks like a sorority. Here. That's funny. Zeta Neptune Spear. I'm not sure if I just left there. Now I guess it's yeah, I'm thinking now it's a fraternity now that I take a closer look here. Oh man, this has to be a fraternity house. I don't know, I smell human urine here. Look at this old bomber of a house. Wow. Look at how massive that chimney is. It's like 15 feet across. And this is the international. If you come for international studies, Alpha, Kappa, Epsilon, Delta, Kappa, Epsilon here. There's their shuffleboard table. What a life, man. If you're an international student, this is where you come up to for your studies. They have a cafeteria in there. And there's the stadium up there. Strawberry Canyon. Very cool stadium. Animal House. Dude. Hope you're having a good time once again. Subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. Lemon tree pomegranates, sofas. Oh, what a life. A couple more days, this place is gonna be absolutely insane. I think that, I don't know what that is. Lambda, Kappa, Alpha, I don't know. It's kind of neat looking. Let's take a little peek in here. Doors open. There's the beer. It's pretty cool. It's really old. Very cool. Berkeley needs to build affordable homes for middle-class teachers, nurses, first responders, seniors, and young adults. Need homes they can afford. The median price of $1.5 million. That's a big problem. I don't know what this is. Kappa, Kappa, Lambda here. What a beautiful. It's got to be a sorority house. I mean, it's got to be. It's got to be. People schlepping around, moving in, I guess, are getting it. The big sisters are telling them how it's going to be on that. Beautiful. Hello. Hope you're enjoying this. I sure am. I got to show you this one on the house. It's like the jock one over here. Everybody wants you to rush their fraternity or sorority. This one across the street is really off the chart. California Charter Chapter Acacia Fraternity, established 1903. I have no idea what Acacia Fraternity is. Who knows? I've given up on the Greek. Kappa Delta Pi, Kappa Delta Pi. Let's go across the street, check out this other bad boy. Look at this bad boy. Phi, I want to say it's not Lambda, I don't know. Phi, I have no idea. Delta. This is like the jock one, I think. It's like the number one. Can you imagine if you put this house on the market? A lot of people would love to see the fraternity system done away with, but there's other people that believe in the tradition. And you're supposed to help a brother or sister out in life. It's one of your duties. Help them out. It's one of these big circles of doom here. You can imagine how many people are employed. I'm surprised how many places are leasing, but then again, I'm not surprised. The population of college-age people is shrinking. Student co-living, Here's another beautiful, looks like a sorority house over here. You usually tell the sorority houses because, well, they don't really live like pigs. I mean, God knows what these guys would be living in if there wasn't housekeepers that took care of all their needs. Especially if you're one of the jocks. Yeah, you got it made. They'll put up signs about when to come in, when's the rush party, and rushing means you're going around looking at different fraternities or sororities, and you're deciding if you want them or if they want you. Look at how beautiful this one is. Alpha, Delta, something. Absolutely gorgeous. This looks like it's probably going to be, since it's across the street from the jocks, yeah, this is probably going to be the #1 sorority. If I had to take a guess, yeah, this will be it. Yeah, this would be it. Probably letting students, I guess, existing fraternity sororities already moved in. Yeah, a lot of people think the fraternity sorority system is integral to what it is to be in college. Some of these get their charters revoked though. Omega, Xana Omega over there. It just goes on and on and on till you get down to the less where the Roosevelt would be, and kind of the more wild child fraternities. We're getting close. When you start to see chairs out on the street, yeah, you're there. Moving into mattresses. Kappa Alpha, that's probably a big one. See if we get to the more unsavory elements here. This is all the events they're having for fall. Then they make the determination by early. So first they're going to a log split, Chick-fil-A, some kind of ball, Kanzai, alumni barbecue, and then out to Point Reyes. Kappa Delta Rho. Love it. What a schedule. This kind of entices people. Look at what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Pi Lambda Phi. I guess that's pi. I should have known that. Look at this beautiful Gamma something Beta. Gamma Phi Beta. Look at how nice that one looks. Tau Chi. I don't think it's Epsilon. Can you imagine what these places are rocking on game day when there's a Cal Bears football game? Oh Lord. Phi Delta Theta. This looks really nice. Zeta Beta Tau. I'm a Zeta Beta, man. Can't touch this. I'm super fly. What a way to shake people up. I really hope you're enjoying this today, and take the chance once again to subscribe. I like to do the whole thing. If I'm going to come to a place, yeah, I'm going to do it right. You just sit back and enjoy. Beautiful. This looks like a regular apartment house. Yeah. Still get some slobs down here. Delta row. Really enjoyable. How you doing? Everybody's girding their loins for another school year. This they threw out. If this laundry detergent's any good, well, you know me. Nope, empty. Darn. I remember this well. This is the dormitory way back, moving my oldest daughter in. Right here. I remember the big palm trees there into the dormitory. Brings back a lot of memories for me. It surely does. Oh, let me tell you, boys, to be back in college again. Could you imagine living in this place over here? I mean, it's unbelievable. I think you boys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, look at this. Can you imagine that? That's like living with King Henry VIII or something. So this is where we're going to eat, Cafe Strada. I'm going to wait for Blackbird to come up here. It looks like they got some decent sandwiches and stuff in here. So he's supposed to be pedaling up the hill. Nice thing for a Blackbird and anybody who rides a bike, they actually have really dedicated bike lanes here, two-way bike lanes. Man, that makes it so good in a town that you don't have to worry about all the scruffy crap on the streets, nails and glass. Really makes that super nice. Good idea. And then on Sunday you can park, supposed to be passenger loading, but nobody really cares over here. On Sunday you can pretty much do what you want. All right, here comes our boy Blackbird. I made him burl up this hill. It's like, he's like, fool, why do you got me riding up this hill? Sorry, man. I didn't mean to make you chug up the hill. I thought you were going to say, fool, why are you making me chug up this hill? This place looks pretty cool right here. You got this guy next to you right here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem. This place looks pretty cool. There's a lot of people here, so yeah. You gonna yell at me?
Let me catch my breath.
Yeah, go ahead. I figured you piling up that hill. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty bohemian scene. But
Instagram
nice
sucks
turkey
anyways. There's a bunch
panini.
of trolls and traps and scammers. Like,
looks pretty good. Doesn't look bad, does it,
I just want
Blackbird?
to post my photographs.
I'm with the Blackbird here. Enjoying Berkeley. Bird loves this place down here.
People's Park is gone.
This place was made for Blackbird. Yeah,
I can't remember the gas station where my friend worked. It's been that long.
So Blackbird, what's your favorite part of Berkeley when you come down? What do you like the most? Bombing around the campus or the streets?
Riding my bike around the campus.
How about Telegraph Avenue?
There's a botanical garden somewhere on this campus.
Yeah. How about Telegraph Avenue? The shops down there. Everybody's all set up today down there. So I'm going to be heading down there after lunch to go check that out. I put the campus first, so yeah, good stuff. Bird's going to hit the campus. Watch out, ladies. All the new people are coming in. They're all in their little tour groups and everything. It's cute. That, my friends, was a good lunch and a good vibe there at that Cafe Strada right here on Bancroft, which is really, the road is pretty much close to, butts right up against the side of the university. Over here you can probably see the tower behind me back there. So now it's time to, let's have some fun over on Telegraph Avenue and check out some of the kooky shops and stuff. They tell me that People's Park is no longer. As I said earlier, that's kind of weird because the way they fought over that in the 60s and 70s was unbelievable. I mean, somebody even died getting shot on the roof, and a lot of people got clubbed, and the National Guard had to come in, and now it just goes with a whimper. Oh well, it's different generations. That's funny, look at that old bomber, the Colony Park. I guess that's a Mercury.
And even if you sit down, it's still shady.
Yeah, this is a really cool building. This used to be an old hotel. I don't think it is anymore. It's right here on Durant, and yeah, it's one of those 1920s specials. Very cool inside. I think I went inside before. I might have had a beer, something like that. It's just amazing to see that old school architecture. It looks like it's closed up. I don't think anybody's going to be getting in there anytime soon, but a very cool place. What college doesn't run on pizza? Boys are enjoying it. It's the way to do it up. So now it's time to hit Telegraph Avenue here.
Hell yeah!
You have a lot of people come out selling stuff on the streets on the weekend. Enjoy the street scene here in Berkeley. Telegraph Avenue. They got their, I think it's Big Al's is like the original first place that you could ever get paraphernalia in like the 1960s, and they were always trying to shut it down over there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. A lot of street merchants here. I don't know if you need to have a permit to set up here or not, I'm not sure. Cool copper wire stuff.
How you doing?
Good, how are you doing, sir?
Good. I'll get the phone. Thank you for looking.
Absolutely. Here's the famous Rasputin's music. And there's Cream, boy. Cream used to be the bomb. They'd be lined up outside of here. You get a cookie with this, 2 cookies with a scoop of ice cream between them. Wow, they used to line up for this. I don't know how much it is now. Hi. Thank you. Yeah, I used to line up like crazy. A Cream, not anymore. Where school's not in. Sometimes these people will yell at you for if they're working on the streets or whatever. Yeah, here's Rasputin music. This is like the record shop here. Been here like forever. Yeah, you can see the size of it. This place is massive. Hello. classical music, everything up there. See some of the t-shirts here. Blondie. Black Sabbath, Beatles. Pretty wild, huh? This is just an enormous. They got a downstairs too here. It's amazingly huge. This is real Berkeley. I think this place has been here since, shoot, the 50s. I think since the 1950s. What a trip. CDs for cheap. Wow, what an operation. Pretty crazy. Now, I don't know what these people are lined up down here, but you know me, if people are lined up, there's a reason. We're gonna go check it out. Hope you're enjoying this walk on Telegraph Avenue. Arab Search Small Businesses. Oh, this is all Chinese stuff. No wonder. No wonder. Asian stuff. Yeah. I guess they're waiting for this restaurant to open. Noodle Dynasty. I don't know. Look at this. This must be super good or something. Look at all these people. Wow. Man, that's crazy. Transition. I guess they couldn't. Marichi's Japanese Korean Grill. Look at that crazy looking building. Yeah, there's a lot of shops that are empty now. I guess the rents are too high. I think this is Amoeba music over here. That's the one that Blackbird really likes. Amoeba music. Let's cross over and take a look at that. This is all new. This is all new. Let's go check out Amoeba. That's super old cool.
Got my check sheet.
Another enormous place for old records and tapes, everything here. Probably got old gear too, like old record players. I doubt if they have that now, I don't know. Blues, reggae, new age. This is it, Amoeba. This is it. Whoa! Got street news selling or something. Pretty cool. Let me get a look at the front of this place. It's pretty wild. Yeah, so quite a few things have shut down here since I came last time. I don't think there's quite the student population. Center for Anachronistic Media, Mad Monk. There was another record shop. Yeah, there it is, the Amoeba over there. The Amoeba. Obviously, the further away you get from the campus, the less business they're going to be doing, especially when kids haven't really returned to school yet. Hawaiian barbecue, books, Moe's books. People still bumming around the bookstores. Yeah, some of these, I guess some of these shops are history, I'm not sure.
No, go here.
People's Park is history, man. It's long gone. Long gone. Once again, I hope you're enjoying the walk. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications. A lot of travel, a lot of cool stuff we do on the channel, year in, year out. 14th year. Shit, I think that used to be Berkeley Park, where that mega building is going up right there. I think this was the place where the theater used to be. Right up here on top of this building, I believe, used to be, I think, a movie theater or a theater. And the guy was up on the roof there, and somebody shot him and killed him during that People's Park protest. I'm quite sure that's the place right there, right on that roof. Axe throwing business. What a tough way to hack out a living, huh? Throwing axes. I was talking to a local. I'm on the wrong damn street for People's Park. They put all these containers up there. I don't know. I'm gonna walk up there now and take a look, see what's there. Okay, so I misdirected you. We'll be back on Telegraph, don't worry. I was talking to a guy there who was bemoaning the way things used to be here and the way they are now. It's funny, when you grow up and live in a certain area and things, you never want to imagine that anything will ever change. And he's like, bro, so much is changing. So much is changing. It's 2025, bro. Oh yeah, my bad. Here it is. Here's People Park. The guy said, you can't miss it. It's got all the containers there. It's also got razor wire on top to keep people from going in and raiding it. Wow. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. Bye-bye, People's Park. Think about people died in the 60s, protesters getting their skulls cracked because of this, and then look at this today. It's got speakers on this side with cameras for monitoring and everything. Looks like a gulag. That is really wild. It almost looks like a concentration camp in there with all the razor wire. They must have put that up in the dark at night. Or the students, maybe they don't know anything about it anymore. I don't know. I always thought this was pretty cool across the street. It's like a Japanese, it's a church, Christian Science church here. It almost looks like Japanese in its style, doesn't it? A lot of it's overgrown now. In its day, I think it was probably pretty cool. Okay, so anyway, you've seen it. And that's what became of People's Park. Looks like in the end, University of California won. Protesters 0. I always thought this building was a really big bomber right here. They put it all behind the screen because maybe the university bought it. I'm not sure, but this was enormous. This place still is. So maybe everything has plywood on the windows in there. Maybe they have plans to tear it down and build something else over here. I don't know. Thing looks like a fire hazard, doesn't it? One match and kaboom. And here's the Commons dining hall. I had many a meal in here. Anybody's welcome to go in and eat as long as you pay the money. No problem. Crossroads. We're not gonna do any video inside. That's it. I was wondering why this place closed down, and then I just noticed Institute for, what is that? Institute for the Study of Societal Issues. Yeah, that's a losing proposition. Yeah, that ain't gonna turn out well. And it didn't. Not sure what this is. The Latinx Research Center, an interdisciplinary and trans-Americas research hub. Interesting. Man, you gotta love this town. You see more cool stuff down here, and if you haven't given me a thumbs up yet today, why in the heck not? We've been having a blast here. Checking out the old architecture, the new stuff. Everything, yeah, it needs a little bit of paint. Look at this cool old house here. I guess so much of the stuff belongs to the university now. This little like Shakespeare cottage. trying to see about maybe getting some gear in here. Berkeley. Atomic weight 247.1. Let's see what price range we're looking for. Looking at $54.99, not too bad for champion build quality. That's all right. Look around a little bit, guys. Look around a little bit. Hey Orioles, won today. Good old Walgreens. Pharmacy closing, front end stays open. Wow, they're closing the pharmacy there too. Wow. I got my man in the back giving a Shakespeare soliloquy. Over here, I got he's evaluating the girls that are checking in and going on the tours today. And kind of rating him, he's got everything except a 1 out of 10 card, but it has been a great day trip down to Berkeley, guys. I so hope that you enjoyed it today, the sights, the streets, the university. It's really the kind of town, if you ever go to San Francisco or have reason to go to Oakland, it's always worth the trip up to Berkeley. It's like a world in itself. And in another 2 days or so, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, this place is going to be going absolutely nuts with people moving in and getting into dorms. So it was the perfect time for us to come down right now and visit. On that note, I'm gonna wish you all a great day. Once again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications like my man said down here, and give a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for the next adventures and check out those playlists in the channel. On dozens and dozens of playlists with cool travel. Thank you, everybody.
Skater gentleman turned me on. He turned me on so much. God, I